Why do I always do this? Something always goes wrong. I never seem to start a stream very plain sailing. We are back. Let me do my intro again. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining. Welcome to another deadline stream. It is game week 2. Thank you all for joining. I hope game week 1 was good. I'm excited. When you're at the start of the season, I look forward to every weekend so much because like I just want the football back. Like I want to sit and watch football today. I want to know how my FPL team does. Like I miss it when it's not there. So Saturday morning streams as well are so much better than Friday night streams. I get up, make my cup of tea, got it in my. Anyone who's new here, my nice mug that keeps my cup of tea warm because I don't drink my cup of tea because I spend too long talking. Kind of the point of the stream. But it keeps my tea warm. And then I've got my nice juice, which looks a bit weird today. But anyway, we are here. I love Saturday morning deadline streams, honestly. It is the best. Then you've got football all day. Sorry if I sound a little bit bunged up. That will clear. I sneeze a lot in the morning for anyone who wants a nice, interesting fact about me. And yeah, I sneeze a lot in the morning. And that just decided to happen just as I was about to start a stream. Anyway, let's have a look at some of your questions. Before we do that, let's say hello. Let's say hello to some of you. You don't trust people who wake up with tea and not coffee. So almost any day of the week, I am a coffee person over a cup of tea. But when I get up for my stream, I don't have time to make like a decent cup of coffee. Like I will make a like milk, I don't have enough time to make that before my stream, so I just make a cup of tea, and I always drink tea on streams. But I am generally a coffee person in the morning and a tea person in the afternoon. Tends to be how I work. The first hot drink I drink is always a cup of coffee, apart from when I stream. Anyway, Ali, Jordan, Omar, Mark, Zayad, Ollie, Mike, Chris, Shivam, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Let me know where you are in the world. I'm always interested to see or what you had for breakfast. About an iced coffee. I like an iced coffee, but I would always stop my first coffee of the day, always, unless I'm somewhere really hot, right? If I'm on holiday, then an iced coffee. I don't know, I just a tea when I stream. Anyway, Manuel, Tobin, Duncan, hello, how are we? Lions Head, Jordan, hello to all the members and moderators in this morning as well. Thank you for your support. You haven't eaten breakfast. I never eat breakfast as well. We're starting with a fun Q&A, it seems to be this morning. I've actually never eat breakfast. I normally get up, I'll have my coffee about 10 o'clock and then I'll have lunch. I very rarely eat anything before that. Maybe a piece of fruit. Or if I'm like out, then fine. But if I'm at home working, then no. Congrats on the pod. Thank you. We will talk about that in a moment. Typical British with a tea. I tried to fit the stereotypes. Got to be tea over coffee. No, absolutely not. Perth, Australia, let's score. How are we? For anyone also who was here last year, knew that turned into a thing at the end of the season. BL doesn't seem to be in the chat, who seemed to always remind me. His first message in the chat was always, how are we? Anyway, that is an exciting... that was an exciting start to the stream. How are we? Yeah, nice little Darwin impression. Although he's not in anyone's team, so he's not getting any minutes at the moment. Let's get to the point, shall we? Let's talk about a little bit of FPL. So, my team is up on screen at the moment. I'm not locked in, because I still think there's a chance that I do the Nkunku to Eze move. That's the thing that I look at. I would say, like, my part of me says, just keep him, because you started with him, and he should start the weekend and play central. But then other parts of me are like, Eze just feels like clearly a better pick. And if I was on like wildcard or had 5 transfers, I would do Nkunku to Eze in a heartbeat. So I do think that Nkunku is a better asset, but I don't know. I don't know where I'll fall with it. As I said, I'm about 60-40 in favour of keeping Nkunku. So that's where we're at as well. We'll also get the price changes up for people who wonder. Of course, there were several price changes last night as well, including Chris Wood going up in price. As well. So that was a little benefit to me. 1 second. Oh, do I still have this? Yeah, my little team hider. Cool, right. Sorry. Turn that off. Luke, thank you for joining as a base tier member. You got Wood in. No Wood jokes in the chat, please. The only thing with Chris Wood, and it's why he's not actually been in any of the top lists, like when I've spoken about forwards to buy this week, Chris Wood has not been in any of them because they are likely to sign Eddie Nketiah. And I just think that we're going to get to the point where Chris Wood is a minute's risk. I fully think I'll get the next 2 out of Chris Wood, Southampton and Wolves, but I think there'll be a week where it starts to become an issue. So that's why I haven't recommended Chris Wood as a buy to anyone this week. No. All the Wood jokes in the chat. Any triple captain consideration? So, yeah, I've spoken about the triple captain a little bit. I have almost 0% chance that I play. I would say I have a 0. Well, now I have a 0% chance on the triple captain. This is the thing. When you have a look at it, if you played the whole season and you simulated it and you said, I'm going to play my triple captain here, my bench boost there, and you said, how many points did I get at the end of the season? Haaland triple captain in game week 2 is still a good idea. It is like on a single game week, it's up there with the best predicted points that we've got. However, the other thing to caveat, of course, is we're expected to only have 2 doubles this year, unless we get additional postponements, right? Like we had last year. So if we only get 2 doubles, we have bench boost, triple captain, free hit, and potentially a mystery chip to play in all the doubles. If we, what's the easiest way for me to explain this? Yeah, so we've got 2 doubles and potentially 4 chips to play in it. So the triple captain is one that you can play in a single. And if you are looking to play it in a single, absolutely this week is one to do it. The issue is there is an emotional part of FPL. Like, yeah, there is an emotional part of FPL that I don't love playing a chip 2 weeks into the start of the season. Because if it doesn't work out, you do have 37 weeks where you're going to regret that decision. The other thing, of course, to add on to it is I don't think City look fully up to speed. There's, of course, going to be no Rodri again today. So, doesn't it matter what the... Yes, it does matter a little bit. Let me get it up. So, I believe their game weeks... 33 and 36. So let me just skip to them. Would I do Gordon to Eze? I mean, if you've got nothing else to do, probably. It depends if you're one of those people who's got a luxury transfer this week or one of the people who's got loads of stuff. Is Leon Bailey a good differential? I just don't think I'd buy Leon Bailey over Rodgers based off what I saw in game week 1. Smith Rowe or Murphy. If you've got Smith Rowe, I think you have to start him. 33 and 36. So Arsenal in 33, if they get their double, have Ipswich as part of that. And Man City have Everton away, Southampton away. So the second fixture might be difficult, but the first fixture for both of them are easy. It's not the doubles being difficult. It's the fact that we might have too many chips to play in too few weeks is why people are considering it. There's absolutely no chance I play my triple captain today. Yeah. If I decide that I want to play my triple captain in a single game week, there is Haaland at home to Leicester. There's Haaland at home to Southampton. There's Salah at home to Leicester. There's Salah at home to Southampton. Salah at home to Ipswich as well. There is so many other opportunities. And what happens if suddenly, like, let's say there's an extra game postponed, like the Solanke double, and suddenly we have like Isak with a double? Like something might happen where we suddenly get more doubles thrown in. So 2 weeks into the season, I understand it from an analytical point of view and like looking at the data and looking at predicted points, and we might not have a better opportunity. That's absolutely fine. But it has the highest ceiling of any single predicted at the moment. If you look at predicted points from now to the end of the season, this has the best prediction. But yeah. Will Eze go to Man City? I'd be very surprised now. I'm 60. I'm probably gonna roll. I just think there is part of me just thinks Eze is just a much better pick, and I know I'm judging Nkunku based off a Man City game, but I am also judging it based off the amount of minutes he's playing in games. Like if Nkunku plays 65 minutes in the next 3 games and Eze plays 90. Eze basically has a full extra match of minutes to get returns in. I know it sounds like not quite how it works, but in theory he has an extra 75 minutes over the next 3 games if Nkunku plays 65 and Eze plays 90. Eze's not really predicted to change in price, and nor is Nkunku. Like Eze's minus 17 and Nkunku is minus 15. So we're not predicted to have any price changes for the both of them. So that's why I haven't been forced into it. If there were price changes, like if Eze was going to rise or Nkunku was going to drop, I probably would have done it. I probably would have done it already. The deadline is 1 hour and 45 minutes away. We have a nice little timer up at the top. I hope these things are rotating, because I watched back the stream the other day and they just weren't. So I need to make sure that they are. They're not. They're not set on a timer. That's why. There we go. There we go. Run it. Who to play, Wood or Smith Rowe or Nkunku? To be honest, I'd probably bench Nkunku out of those 3. Smith Rowe definitely plays. It's Wood or Nkunku. Wood wasn't actually that great in game week 1. Like, if you watch the game, yeah, he scored and got 3 bonus because that's what happens if a forward scores. And he had 1 massive chance, which was like 0.6 of this XG. It might have even been more of it. So yeah, that's the only thing to bear in mind there. Start Gabriel or Rodgers? I'd start Gabriel in that one. My big question is to stick with Isak or switch to Havertz. I don't think this is the week to switch. There's part of me that looks at that transfer next week and wonders about it, but I don't think I will. I'm sticking with Isak. Again, it's difficult to judge Isak based off like 1 game where he played with a team with 10 men. Yeah. Nkunku versus Wood is really close. It's the forward thing a little bit for me. I think it's really, really close. Again, it's not something I'd massively have a strong opinion on either way. And partly the reason I built my squad as it is it rotates really well and I don't have to worry about making these decisions every week. Like next week, defensively, Pedro Porro away at Newcastle, fine, bench. Game week 4, home to Arsenal, bench. Game week 5, City at home, City away, bench. Like my defense just rotates well, like it picks itself. I think it's next week where I have a slight benching decision in my attack, but form this week will dictate that. So yeah, in Nkunku versus Eze, I'm interested to see what the predicted points say for game week 2. Let's just have game week 2 up. There we go. So looking at the Scout predicted points, Nkunku has 3.34. They're literally next to each other. They have the same predicted points. They are both there. So that's not much help either. No wonder I thought it was close. Start three, White, Porro, Trent, Robinson. I'd probably bench White. It is just the hardest fixture there. Gordon to Jota. I don't hate it. Again, if you've got nothing else to do this week, I don't hate it at all. I like Jota more than I like Gordon as a pick. Why not play Gabriel over Wood? Yeah, no chance. I much favour the attackers in this sort of situation. And we saw in game week 1, all that Wood needs is one big chance, and he mopped up 3 bonus to go with it. So wasn't massively good in game week 1, and Forest weren't either, but they do have the ability to suddenly be good. They do have the ability to be good. Oh, I spelled expected wrong. Sorry. Let me have a look at that. Just while I'm quickly updating this, if you haven't already, please can you drop a like on the stream? Oh, I have. Drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you are new around here as well. Roast chicken, best roast dinner there is. That is going to be unpopular, I do realise. But yes, Son or Salah cap. So Salah. If you're not going Haaland, for me it's Salah. What's going on with Trippier? He looks like they're forcing him out a little bit. I'd be surprised if we see Trippier start again for Newcastle. I imagine he leaves before the end of the window. I don't actually think the Trippier to Everton move is impossible either. So I would be selling Trippier if you've got him. Did Solanke to Muniz last night? Nice. Triple Fulham is too much if you're liking. But it is a good move and you got the price rise there as well. So, yeah. If you can bench Trippier, fine. But you're likely to bleed value out of him. I think he's already dropped once. Or he will be predicted to go soon. Yeah, he's already dropped once. People have 6 million in a player and he doesn't start. Like, he will drop again. Aina to Livramento, yes. I would just I wouldn't necessarily rush to Livramento this week. Just make sure that Trippier transfer goes through. No triple captain for me. No triple captain for me. Solanke is back in game week 3. We don't actually know that. The way that the press conference was mentioned implied that he'd be out until after the international break, but we don't know that concrete. Like, it could have just been a turn of phrase. Yeah, like, even if Muniz has risen in price, if you're doing Solanke to Muniz, like, I would still do it. If you need to do it for a hit as well, I would still do it. Just like, you've missed the price rise, but it's still a transfer you have to make. Like, the -4 is not just there for the value change. So keeper option for 5.4. I like Leno a lot, actually. The fixtures for Fulham from now on look really nice. So Leno, or if you wait a week, you can go Martinez of Aston Villa. Again, their fixtures look really nice as well. BMAC, start Minte or Nkunku. Probably Nkunku. Bench one of Porro, Robinson or Wood. It's going to have to be Robinson. João Pedro, Garnacho and Nkunku start 2. I'd probably bench Garnacho, to be honest. I'd definitely play Nkunku, and then it's João Pedro versus Garnacho who play against each other. Lots of people asking about Gundogan in the chat. I absolutely have no thought that he's going to start today. I'd be very surprised if he starts today. So I would not be buying Gundogan at all. Sanderpan, good morning. Hello. Leno or Onana? I'd probably go Leno. The United fixtures are definitely not as good. When are we expected Chris Wood to be a problem? My plan is to play him in the next 2. Game week 4, I'll probably bench him. Let me show you what my team looks like. just load in the team. What's going on? Captain Bruno or Saka? I personally wouldn't captain either. They're not in my top 5, either of them. Cool. Let me... Sorry, just 1 second. Just got to link my accounts. There we go. Right, here we go. So, this is what my team looks like for this week once we sub Robinson in for Gabriel. Game week 3, things look quite nice. Sorry, someone's just sent me that the stream is looking really weird. So let me just do that while I've got this in the background. So then next week, I will probably, Gabriel will come back in for Pedro Porro. Rodgers, this is the only week I have a slight benching decision. Then game week 4 will come around and I'll have Chris Wood. So I don't need Chris Wood until game week 5. And the reason I like game week 5 is that's when the Spurs fixtures start to look really good. They look really good from game week 5. And then I can potentially do Chris Wood up to Solanke. The only thing is finding some money to free up to do it. Would I move Gordon to Eze, Matoma or roll? I probably would roll. Lewis Hall in. I like him as a 4-5. He should just keep his place, I think. He's been very good. Cool. Gabriel or Lewis Hall? Probably Gabriel. So my plan would be to try and do Chris Wood up to Solanke in this fixture, but he plays Brentford at home, United away, West Ham at home. The fixtures look really nice. It's just where I'd free up the money to do it. It's just where I'd free up that money. But if Solanke's going to drop a couple of times and Chris Wood, let's say Chris Wood scores again, right? It might only be 500,000 by the time I come to do that. And we're getting almost to the point where the Liverpool fixtures don't look quite as nice. Like, what's Nkunku doing? He'll probably want to be an upgrade, to be fair. So that's the sort of current plan at the moment, that I am looking at Solanke in that spot for when the Spurs fixtures look really nice. I might also get to that point and get 5 transfers and decide to play the wild card and restructure and carry the 5 transfers after the wild card as well. Does anyone know if he's using a wild card? No chance. Yeah, I plan to save my wild card quite a lot. Wood's already risen 0.1. And if Wood scores again this weekend, he very, very may well rise again, given he's got Wolves at home in game week 3. Yeah, people will look at it. People will. I mean, I doubt he goes up again, but it's more the Solanke drops, right? Should I use my transfer for Kamada to Smith Rowe? No, I'd keep Kamada. It's a good fixture this week. I plan on saving all my chips to the second half of the season, apart from the first wildcard, which I do plan on saving a little bit, to be honest. Gabriel, Robinson or Smith Rowe. Well, I've got all 3 and I'm benching Gabriel, so... I've got all 3 and I'm benching Gabriel. Should I start Sangara instead of selling Solanke? I'd sell Solanke. You're going to lose so much value there. Saka or Isak Weiss? Saka, probably. Solanke, Kwanzaa, Tumini's, Porro worth a -4. Yes. As long as you can bench Porro. The thing is with Porro, and he's not in my top 3 defenders to buy this week. I think he's 4th. Just because from game week 3 onwards, well, 3 and 4, he has difficult games. So you need to be able to bench him in 2 of the next 3 games. So that's the thing you need to watch out with it. That's the thing you need to watch out with it. Why is your team value 98.6? It looks like you've got 1.5 million in the bank, which would give you 100.1. My plan for this week is just this transfer. Maybe I'll do a poll in the chat. Would I start Gordon or Wood? Probably Gordon. I know Gordon's... It depends how much you read into Gordon's away form. I don't particularly read into that stuff that much, but if you do, then obviously start Wood. Armstrong's the other one. I just saw someone in the chat mention if you're looking for a Solanke replacement still, Armstrong at 5.5 is absolutely one that people should be looking at. The fixtures are pretty solid for Southampton. He's on penalties. He had big chances against Newcastle. Played 90. Forest at home, Brentford away, United at home, Ipswich at home, Bournemouth away, Arsenal away, Leicester at home, then it's City, then it's Everton, then it's Wolves. Like, I like Armstrong as a pick just as much as I like, not quite as much as I like Muniz, but there's part of me that thinks the value difference between the two. Should you sell Solanke? Yeah, I probably would, yes. The poll is 50-50. This is the thing, it's a difficult decision. Oh, Frank, I was at Fantasy Football Fest. I apologise. It was after a 3-hour stream. I got there and I had a beer and a pizza, and then I was knackered. Apologies, that's my fault. Any idea on Solanke to Watkins? Solanke to Watkins again is really nice if you have the ability to bench Solanke. Also, if you are keeping Solanke, bear in mind that he will very likely drop in price tonight. He'll very likely drop in price tonight. Would I sell Garnacho? No, I'd keep him. I'm not certain he starts. We might get news before the deadline. I think he probably will start, but I don't think it's guaranteed. There are 3,000 of you in and watching, but only 400 likes on the stream. If you haven't already, please do drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. The podcast was great. Thank you. Should I keep or sell Bruno, and for who? I'd keep him this week. He had very good chances in game week 1. Very easily could have something again this fixture. You've still got faith? It's a 51% do not, and 49% saying yes, do it off 800 votes. It's now gone to 50-50 again. Do I plan on getting Watkins for Haaland soon? No. I need one of Haaland Salah. I don't want to have neither of them. Oh, victorious. Love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll talk about it in a moment. Is Sales a good long-term keeper? I think they're still planning on looking at a keeper. So I would hold off buying Sales at the moment. If you've got him, he's fine. But I would hold off buying. How many points did I get last week? I got 75 points last week. To be honest, I was quite lucky with it. Without Salah to still get 75, I was pretty pleased with. Because I had like Nkunku against City, I had Smith Rowe against Man United, and I had Haaland against Chelsea in my lineup. So my team was never built to thrive in game week 1. But it did well enough. It did well enough for sure. Put me about 700k. So I just need Haaland to... We all need... Anyone who went Haaland just needs him to do something today. Just need some points today. You're dealing with a complicated love triangle. Smith Rowe, João Pedro, or Nkunku. I'd probably bench João Pedro. Am I getting Eze for his hat-trick today? Don't say that. Don't say that. You'll slowly get me to do it. Eze has 2 goals and 2 assists versus West Ham in the last 4. I know. I saw that stat the other day. Bench Armstrong and start Nkunku. I probably would play Armstrong over him, to be honest. If I had both. Finishing my cup of tea already. This is a record. When Mateta game week 1, I'd keep him. I think his minutes will only get more, and he's match fit. Like, he played in the Euros, the World Cup, the Euros. He played in the Olympics, so I would just hold on to him. Eze will repay you for last week's robbery. He may well do. Part of me wishes, so of course I wish that goal, didn't stand because I don't own him. Part of me wishes that it did, because he'd then be rising in price and I would just do the transfer and I won't even hesitate. Like, if I was forced into this move because of price changes, I would just do it. Like, if Nkunku was going to drop or Eze was going to rise, like, I would just do it. But because there's not, I'm still in the balance a little bit. Yeah, I saw that. So there's a Twitter account, for anyone wondering, called Slow Sports News, which basically tweets old football news randomly in the future to make it look like it's live. But they have a blue tick and they've got all the branding the same. It's just Slow Sports News instead of Sky Sports News. And they retweeted a tweet from from February when like Haaland was injured. So everyone started to panic and then realised it was a fake tweet. Then that tells you enough. You should do it. Maybe. Already used a hit to sell Solanke and use another hit to sell Solanke in game week 2, or not selling him at all. I mean, if you're playing someone like a Sangare, it's you've got to just look at every hit you take individually. It's of course not a great start, but yeah. If you've got Solanke, I'd sell him. Keep Solanke, play Minte and roll. So in your case, Marius, I would do that. I'd play Minte, roll, and then go probably in Burmo Watkins, but you might have to do it today. I'd probably go with what you're planning on, Marius. I really like Watkins. If you have the ability to bench Solanke for 1 week and have an easy way to get Watkins in game week 3, I really like that. But not many people will have that luxury. Gabriel or Aina, I'd play Gabriel. I'd play Gabriel out of the 2 there. I should captain Wood. He's on for a hat-trick this game. I'd just take anything. I mean, talk you out of triple captain. There's absolutely, I mean, in my video from yesterday, I discussed the triple captain. There's absolutely no chance I play my triple cap. Yeah. Is it worth getting rid of Bargo now to avoid price drop? So they've added the red flag on him overnight. So the chances are he won't drop in price now. Dom, buy Muniz, or play Bailey and buy Watkins next week. Probably Watkins. Yeah, no. Anyone considering a triple captain, it's a no from me. Kanji or Porro in? I probably would go Porro if you can bench him for the next 2. But if you have to play him for all of the next 3 weeks, then it has to be a Kanji just based off fixtures. How nailed is Doku for a 3-game punt? He'll start a minimum of 3, and if a minimum of 2. And if I had to predict, he'll start all 3. But why is triple captain a no? I just plan on saving it. I still think I will play my free hit in a blank, a triple captain and a bench boost, both in doubles. So there are still good opportunities to play it later down the line. If he does well, then absolutely go for it, and he could absolutely do well. But there's also an emotional part of this game that I don't want to use a triple captain in game week 2. No Haaland or Salah. Who am I capping? Jota, Porro or Wood? Probably Jota. He's highest captaincy. We've got Haaland, Salah, Son, Palmer, Jota is my top 5 for game week 2. Again, like if you're all asking questions in the chat, absolutely, I'll do my best to answer them all. My thoughts on Murphy was unlucky last week. Yeah, I would just keep him and I'd probably start him. If you're looking for players to buy and stuff like that, in the top right-hand corner, we've got top goalkeepers, top defenders, top midfielders, top forwards to buy this week. We've also got top differentials, which has just disappeared. It will come back in again in about a minute. We've also got captaincy, which will show. We've also got fixtures, like we've got a start to bench ranking this year. We've added, every year we're adding things. I'm just going to not turn up and just show the graphic in the top right some weeks. So yeah, we've got top midfielders coming, then top goalkeepers. So yeah. We've got hot topic. Just a few notes on things. Benching from best in the top left to worst in the top right. It goes down and then down. If you're looking for benching decisions. Lewis Hall is not in that list. I don't think. Where would I put Hall? So given I'd start an Arse defender over him. I played. Oh, yeah. I'd put him pretty low down, to be honest. So I'd start Chris Wood or Hall, definitely. I'd start Chris Wood or Hall, definitely. Oh, what's this funny small thing on your screen? I still have it. It pops up when I get a subscriber. Yeah. Oh, that's not the one. I know the one you mean. Sorry, back to the chat. Back to the chat and stop repeating myself, which people always seem to comment that I do. And I stare into space a lot during streams. I am very aware that I do both of those quite a lot and I need to stop. What have we got? Bench Wood or Smith Rowe? I mean, I'd probably bench Wood. Is it true you've got a new podcast? I might have tweeted it once or twice yesterday. I might have done. I'm not sure. Someone will have to confirm if they saw me mention it at all. Do Eze to Jota. Eze for Jota. I don't. Yeah, I'm quite happy with Jota, especially with no Salah. Feel like I need that cover a little bit. Barco for who? I'd just keep Barco. I'd sit him on your bench. I don't think it's worth a transfer at the moment. Start Nkunku or Jackson? Probably Nkunku. Why don't I start Gabriel? I just don't really have anyone in my starting 11 I'm willing to drop for Gabriel. I don't have anyone in my starting 11 I'm willing to drop. Going through Starbucks, Harry, what's your order? I don't really do Starbucks. I used to when I was little. I used to love those like frappe things covered in cream, and I would absolutely love one of those now, but unfortunately it's one of those things when you're not 16, you gotta watch your waistline. I'm not saying I'm old, but Wood and Robinson are shocking choice. I mean, Wood got me 9 points in game week 1. Robinson was on my bench. Let's see how today goes. I quite like both of them. Is Richarlison. So Richarlison, they said Richarlison is unlikely to start today. I'm pretty certain it'll be Kulusevski playing up front for Spurs. Pretty certain it's going to be Kulusevski playing up front. Wildcard active, no. No. Sell Gabriel for Gvardiol for a 1 week punt. I mean, I wouldn't do that because you may as well. We're 1 week into the season. We're not in 1 week punt territory at the moment. Roll the transfer. Morning, Plute. How we doing? Why needs a replacement for Solanke? If you can wait a week and bench him and go Watkins after the deadline for his fixtures next week, if you can go Watkins as well, there are a few others in there like a Muniz at Fulham or Armstrong at Southampton are probably the top ones, or a Mateta. Like, I don't dislike the Mateta pick. It's just his minutes in game week 1 that people don't like, which I get. And if you've got Eze, you don't want that. Palmer out, De Bruyne might captain him over Salah. Salah is just based on what we saw in game week 1, Salah is the second best captain this week. Jota or Foden for captain. I probably would go Jota just because I'm not 100% certain on his minutes. You have Raya, Gusto, Trent, Cavado, Eze, Saka, Foden and Kunku, Isak, Muniz, bench, Gabriel. No real transfers unless you can get to a Salah or which you can't really, unless you sold Saka. I mean, Saka to Salah and captain him is not actually the worst move based off the next few fixtures, but I probably would roll and probably captain Jota. If you play Havertz, Haaland, Isak, you would be looking to get rid of one for Watkins. Yeah, but I'd be in a much... I wouldn't be in a rush to... I'm not in a rush to get Watkins without Havertz, so I probably would be looking to sell Isak at some point. Start an arse defender over João Pedro. It's close. It's close. Probably just about. I know that's what I've got in my ranking, but maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't if I was faced with it, given I've got Mitoma and Minte above them. It was just the minutes more than anything, but let me swap it. Solanke to Haaland, Saka to wings, already own Salah. I mean, given you need to sell Solanke and you don't have Haaland, it's not the worst excuse. If you can go Rodgers over Winks, I'd much prefer that, though. I'd much prefer that. I'd much prefer that. Saka has... Saka has a good record against the top 6 and Villa look poor. I don't know. I think Villa didn't look great in game week 1, but I do expect to see some good points out of them. I do expect to see some good performances out of them. Welbeck's on fire. He did well in game week 1, but I still, like, they've just signed a new striker and I just don't know how they're going to fit Ruter in. Like, he could play instead of Welbeck. So, that's my concern. Raya to who or hold? I'd definitely hold. If you've gone Raya, he's the best long-term keeper in the game. So, Bernardo Silva is a differential. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Aston Villa, exactly. Lost game week 1 last year and look where they finished. So, I'm not worried about Villa. And Nkunku or Murphy, I'd go in Nkunku. I like Murphy, but I would, yeah. I don't have Murphy in my ranking either. Where would I put him? Would I put him above Hudson-Odoi or Burmo? Probably put him in there. Maybe João Pedro's low here. Let me just move this around slightly. Sorry, there we go. Is Solanke to Jackson? I wouldn't be buying Jackson. And again, like, game week 2 is not the week to be baking punts. I don't think we should be focusing on the future and making solid, like, reliable transfers. I wouldn't be punting on someone like Jackson after 2 weeks. Yeah, really, really helpful. Really helpful poll I did. 51% versus 49% with 3,000 votes. Thank you very much. Interesting to see it's all as difficult to decide as I think it is. Aina or Lewis? I'd probably go Lewis just because of certainty of minutes. Should I start Aina or Saliba over Nkunku? No. I'd play the Chelsea man over both of those. Start Sells or Henderson? Probably Henderson. John, I mean, I don't massively play FPL for mini leagues. I just play it to get the most points. So, in that situation, I mean, if you're ahead, maybe go Eze. If you're behind, then maybe you go Nkunku. Bench one out of Wood, Nkunku, and Muniz. I mean, it's Nkunku versus Wood, who have exactly the same predicted points. Probably, I think I'd bench Nkunku if it was me, but maybe that's a pessimistic Chelsea fan in me. João Pedro or Nkunku in the starting 11? Nkunku. Took Livramento for Kwanzaa. Yeah, it's good as long as Trippier does get the move away, which he is heavily linked and expected to do. As long as that move goes through. Thoughts on Doku? He's good. The thing is, he's been like a player we all look at every week, but he's never massively exploded in terms of points. Like, you look at him and you think it's possible to go and get 20 points, but he doesn't ever really do it. He did it once last year. So I like him. But I'm not like going, like, I wouldn't sell Nkunku to Doku, for example. And our differential's under 10% normally, but it's just generally players that people are not like looking at as much. Price changes happen once every 24 hours at about 1 a.m. UK time. No bench cover. Get Robinson for Saliba. No, I wouldn't be selling Saliba. Saliba is fine to play this week. Please hurry changing Nkunku. I mean, it's up to you. Like, I think I'm going to probably hold him now. But if you fancy making the transfer, if you've got Nkunku and you went with 0.5 in the bank and you want to go Eze, absolutely go for it. Wildcard team with 3 flags. So I had a wildcard team in my video from yesterday. If you want to go and check out my final decisions video, there is a deadline. There is a wildcard draft in that for you. Towards the end. Any leaks? Nothing yet. We're way too far from the deadline. Still over an hour to the deadline. So I don't plan on seeing any leaks probably for at least another 45 minutes if we're going to get any. I am still thinking of the Nkunku to Eze move. I'm interested to see what the predicted points say. The predicted points say I should make it, though. If we just do it over the next 3 weeks. We've got Eze like right up there. Like so much higher than Nkunku. Where even is Nkunku? Like, he's here. Like, I can't even get them both on the same screen. He's predicted to get 9.68 points. Whereas Eze is predicted to get 15. It's also that Leicester at home fixture that's in there as well. But then, you know, Chelsea do have decent games as well. The issue with the Chelsea ones is they're all away. All of these games are away. Start Gordon or João Pedro. Probably Gordon. Bench Solanke and play Nkunku. Yeah, that's fine. And then go. You probably want to go Watkins if you don't make the Solanke transfer this morning. Nkunku away and less minutes. Eze home are probably 90. Well, that's where I'm at with it. This is why, if I was on wildcard, like, I wouldn't even hesitate to make the switch. Or if I had 5 transfers, I wouldn't even hesitate. I use FPL statistics for price changes. I just hit the mute button in time. Apologies for having to watch me sneeze. It probably won't be the last one either. No one sneezes just once. Justin or Gusto? Gusto. But I don't love either. If you're buying them, I wouldn't buy either. But if you have them, I'd play Gusto. Bring in Foden. I think he'll start, but I don't think it's guaranteed. Mazrari or Howard Bellis. I mean, it's close. I probably would play Howard Bellis. I don't understand the mass transfer in for Mazrari. I do get it because he played in the first game and scored 9 points in it. But I don't think it's needed to go quite as all in on it. Will Ahmad start against Brighton? I personally think Garnacho will come in. Salah or Jota? I mean, if you can afford Salah, definitely. Definitely the better of the two, but there is a big difference. Which forwards do I like outside of my three? Armstrong, Muniz, Mateta, Watkins. Doing Solanke to Muniz and Kwanzaa to Porro. Munoz or Konza. It depends if you need them for the next weeks. What weeks can you bench them in? Because if you can bench them this week, then Konza. If you can't bench them this week, then Porro or Munoz. If you can bench them in 4, then like it depends which fits your squad structure better. They're all good options. Is Eze not a weaker option with all the Palace sales? I mean, watching them in game week 1, I don't think so. They looked he looked like he could have had, well, we know he could have had a goal and an assist in that game. What's my plan if I want Watkins? I mean, one of my big hitters will probably have to go, like a Trent, a Jota, a Saka, a Haaland if I wanted Watkins. Sell Mikalenko before a price drop. Have both Kwanzaa, Mikalenko, and don't want both at 4-4. Stuck at 3-5-2 or 4-4-2. Yeah, if Mikalenko's also going to drop and you've got a free transfer, I probably would sell. I probably would, especially because you've lost value on Kwanzaa. You don't want 2 of them early doors. Is it worth it to transfer Nkunku out for Smith Rowe? You've already got Eze. I probably wouldn't. If I had Eze in for Smith Rowe, I don't think I'd do that transfer. Munoz overhaul, absolutely. Like, Munoz doesn't even make my benching ranking because there should be no, like, we shouldn't be benching him again at home to West Ham, I don't think. At home to West Ham, I don't think so. 3,800 of you in and watching and 800 likes. We are 100 likes away from hitting 1,000. So if you haven't already, please do like stream and subscribe if you are new around here as well. We are going to put it into subscriber only mode. You literally have to have subscribed for 1 second to be able to use the chat again. But just as we get closer to the deadline, it is good to be able to prioritize subscribers' questions. $800 plus what? So actually, it's 850 plus. It was like 855, but I said we had 800. I knew as soon as I said it, someone would say that maths doesn't add up. And too right, there was someone in the chat pulling me up on it. But it was like 860. And so I said 800 because it started with an 8. And then I said we're 100 away because we're 140 away. But we hit it now anyway. Thank you very much. Have no injuries. Should you keep Nkunku? Yeah, if you've got 0.5, you can consider an Eze, but I probably would hold. The thing is as well, if I don't go Eze this week, I might go and Burmo next week. Like Southampton at home, but then it is City away, Spurs away, so maybe I won't do that. I could end up keeping him, right? Gabriel not playing? No, Gabriel should play. I just have any space in my defence. I don't have any space in my defence. I know some people might say I should start him over Robinson, like a much better defence. But if I'm not starting Robinson at home to Leicester, I shouldn't have started with him in the first place. You've used your free transfer. Should I take a hit for Solanke? Depends who your bench cover is, but you're either going to sell him before or after the deadline, so I probably would look to sell him. You have Saliba, Gvardiol, Anderson, and Johnson. I'd leave Johnson on the bench, of course. Kulusevski worth keeping for game week 2. I'd keep him because I think he'll play up front. I think Kulusevski will play up front. So if you've got Kulu, I would start him this week. There is, of course, a chance that they throw someone like Richarlison in, but he doesn't sound like Richarlison's fit enough to play. I do think it will be... Kulusevski who plays up front. Will Barco fall in price? We don't think so. We don't think so. Of course, they change their algorithms every year, so it's not clear cut, but it doesn't look like it based on previous loans. Thank you, guys. If any of you are wanting to come in and share fake injury news, please don't. Please don't. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So go Porro, Konza, or Munoz. Saliba, Gabriel, you play this week. You need 1 in 5, but both of them are fine. Probably Porro then. Probably Porro. How do I read these messages so fast? I do my best to read as many as I can that hopefully answer all the questions. Keep Solanke, play João Pedro, and then João Pedro to a 4.5. Solanke to Watkins. I don't mind that at all. Yeah, if you've got Solanke, you can keep him and play João Pedro, absolutely. João Pedro or Armstrong, I'd probably go Armstrong based off the fixtures. I probably would go Armstrong based off the fixtures. You're thinking of starting Kwanzaa if he plays. He's a great pick. Yeah, that's fine. If you've got Kwanzaa still, start him, but I don't think he will start. Plan to replace Nkunku with Doku. I wouldn't do that personally. I don't think it's a good use of a transfer. I don't love Doku as an FPL asset. I don't love him as a footballer. I love him as a footballer, but I don't like him as a City footballer, is my opinion. But I've said it enough times. Longer term budget attacker, still Armstrong. Yeah, he's got great long term fixtures. Bench Mazraoui or Pedro, as in João Pedro. Don't start Mazraoui. I just don't really understand the Mazraoui hype that much. The fixtures are just not great. I know he scored 8 in game week 1, but Brighton away, Liverpool at home, Southampton away, Palace away, Spurs at home. If I told you Man United got Brentford, West Ham, if I told you that Man United got to game week 11 now without keeping a single another clean sheet, they might keep 1, but I don't think they'll keep more than 1 between that run. I'm so surprised that so many people have bought him. It's just based off the 8-pointer. It's just based off the 8-pointer. No early United news yet. No, we've got an hour to go to the deadline though, so we might get something. It is just a reaction to points hauls, I know, but still, I look at these fixtures and I didn't really understand it. Didn't really understand it, but anyway. Smith Rowe or Matoma? Smith Rowe. He was so attacking. Do you think? I don't feel like that many transfers is just based off eye test of him being attacking, but maybe I'm wrong. Aina to Robinson, probably if you've got nothing else to do. Start Pedro Porro or Robinson. If I had to play one, I'd play Pedro Porro. Best replacement for Solanke, no money in the bank. Mateta, Muniz, or Armstrong. Yeah, both Nkunku and Eze. What should you do? Well, then you just roll. You just roll. Unless you've got other things to sort out. Would I sell Saka to Foden and next week Isak to Watkins? I wouldn't be doing Saka to Foden, if I'm honest. I wouldn't be doing Saka to Foden. Garnacho and Bruno. I don't see any leaks. If you guys see leaks on Twitter, please do drop me a... tag me in it. Tag me in it. Oh, leaked underscore FPL. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good here. Thanks. There is a reason that account is blocked and will remain blocked for giving out fake news in the past. Please be careful what sources you believe when you look on Twitter. The easiest thing to do is if an account posts something fake or they get something wrong, block it. So next time you know that it's been wrong in the past, so you can just leave it. Yeah. You've got Trent, Porro, Gabriel, Kwanzaa. Who to sell Mikalenko for? I mean, you can play Trent, Porro, Gabriel pretty much every week, but I'd probably go Pau Torres at Villa. I'd probably go Pau Torres at Villa. Or you go Kwanzaa to a Greaves and you bank the 0.4 and you keep Mikalenko. You think you'll regret not doing the move? Well, if you think you'll regret it, then that's absolutely reason to do it. You went from 5 mil at Christmas to 250k. Absolutely. You can. One game week is definitely not the time to judge how you've done in FPL. One game week is definitely not the time to judge. Smith Rowe for Nkunku. You have Eze. No, I wouldn't make that move. No. Eze is about the only person I would sell Nkunku for this week. It's about the only person I'd sell him for this week. This camera is really close. By the way, if any of you are not in the league for the new season, either for the main game or Fantasy Challenge, which we will have a look at today, the league code is there. And in the description at the top, there is the link or the code for the two leagues if you want to join them. If you are not in them already, please make sure you don't have to, but if you'd like to join, the links are there. Anderson or Risk, he should start for Fulham once he gets ready. I don't know if he'll start this week though. It might take him a week to get into the starting lineup, but he should start for them from, I'd say game week 4 minimum, but he probably should start before that. What's the predicted score for Haaland? 7 point something? Yeah, 8.2. The reason predicted points are so low for everyone is because actually statistically players are not predicted to score multiple goals in games. I know it happens, but statistically it doesn't happen enough. Like no player scores over 38 goals in a season. So no one averages more than a goal a game. No one averages more than a goal a game. My plan was to keep Wood until it becomes an issue, basically. Game week 2 and 3, I'll play him. Game week 4, I'll bench him. And game week 5, if he's back, if he's still in the team and they haven't signed someone, I'll play him. If you've signed someone, I'll sell him. So Armstrong for a Solanke replacement. Yep, 5.5. The Southampton fixtures look really good. Sell Cucurella. I mean, if you went Cucurella for Chelsea and you went Chelsea players, I do agree that City at home is not... City at home is not the week to massively judge them on, but you can infer things like minutes for Nkunku, which was a concern. Who to replace Barco with? I've got 0.5 in the bank with Robinson as your 4th defender. If it's your 5th defender, I'd probably just leave Barco now. I wouldn't bother making that transfer. I'm not sure I'd rush to sell Barco. I don't feel like it's a good use of a transfer early on. If I'm honest. I don't think it's a good use of a transfer. Kulusevski or Nkunku? If you've got both, I'd probably play Kulusevski because I do think he'll start up front, but I wouldn't sell one for the other. And I probably wouldn't buy either. Triple Captain Haaland is a no for me. I can understand why some people would want to do it, and I expect him to do reasonably well today. So it's not the worst idea, but I just am going to save it. I'm just going to be saving mine. Should I do double transfer this week? It depends what they are. If you've got lots of injuries like Kwanzaa and... if you've got Kwanzaa, you've got Solanke, then maybe. Your top 2,000 after game week 1, thanks to you. Well, where are my points? Where's my top 1,000 rank or top 2,000 rank? No worries. I hope... Congratulations on a great start. Congratulations on a great start. If I had to play Johnson or Pinnock, I'd play Pinnock. I wouldn't play Johnson. Should I sell Solanke for Wood? I probably wouldn't buy Chris Wood. As I've said, if I buy on a forward, Chris Wood's not one I'm recommending. There's too much uncertainty about his minutes in the near future, so I wouldn't buy Chris Wood. 80 points is enough to be in the top 100k by the looks of it. I don't think so. Like, I'm 700k and I got 75. I can't believe 5 points would have put me up 600,000 places. Maybe it would. Maybe it would, game week 1, but I don't think so. Lewis for Mikalenko and bench Lieber. I don't love the Rico Lewis punt. I think he'll start against Ipswich. I think he may well start in game week 3 as well, but I do think Kyle Walker will come back into that Manchester City team at some point. And I just think you're asking, if you're selling Kwanzaa to like Lewis or Mikalenko to Lewis, I feel like you're selling one issue for another. Like Lewis will be great for the games he plays, but there's enough doubt in me that it will be short-lived. So that's my feeling on Lewis. But he could easily score a 15-pointer against Ipswich today, and then it looks absolutely... Wow, I'm 5 points away from the top 10k. Interesting. Hall or Gabriel to start? Gabriel. Murphy or Garnacho? Probably Garnacho. If we get news that Garnacho starts. Of course, if we get news he doesn't, then... If we get news he doesn't, then that's another thing. That is another thing. So, thoughts on De Bruyne or Foden for the next 2? I probably would go Foden and hope he starts today. Probably would go Foden. I don't think there's much in it though. Oh, Raptors 83 and he got 180k. That guy in the chat said he was 198k and he got 80. Oh, maybe he said he's 183k. Any 4 million defenders you'd recommend? I'd probably go Greaves of Ipswich. Their fixtures from next week are nice, and he looked pretty decent from set pieces as well. So I probably would go that. Probably would go with that. Would I swap Murphy for Smith Rowe? I wouldn't use a transfer on it. I'm not sure I'd use a transfer on it this week. Murphy is still a good buy. Don't let game week 1 put you off what happened. Personally, I wouldn't anyway. Is Solanke for Muniz a recommended transfer? Yeah, it's the most popular move. A lot of people did it last night and the price went up for Muniz as a result, but I still like it as a transfer. Pros and cons of triple captain Haaland. Pros, it's the highest predicted single game week points of the entire season. We might only get 2 double game weeks of the season where you want to play other chips like your bench boost, your free hit, and maybe the mystery chip as well. Ipswich look like they want to concede an awful lot of goals. That kind of comes into the predicted points. Negatives, you're playing a chip in game week 2. If it doesn't work, you've got to look at 36 weeks of the season. We might get an additional double game week come in at some point for a postponement, for weather, for other things that have happened. And then the final one was, what was I going to say? City don't look up to speed and they don't have Rodri. So, is Nkunku to Doku a good move just for this week? Again, I wouldn't be taking 1 week punts on moves like that 1 week into the season. Should you sell Henderson to Martinez? I don't love goalkeeper transfers after 2 weeks, so I probably would say no. On the grounds of it, it's not the worst move because Martinez's fixtures look great and Henderson is a bit mixed, but I wouldn't recommend a goalkeeper transfer after 2 weeks. If you've got nothing else to do, then maybe, but yeah. Bench Muniz or Smith Rowe. I mean, Muniz definitely is the one to start. So bench Smith Rowe. Just not playing as far forward. He's not the striker and his minutes were slightly less in game week 1 as well. Robinson or Gabriel as Villa tend to park the bus. Robinson or Robinson. I mean, I've got them in my team and that's what I'm going with. Robinson is also... I mean, Robinson doesn't even make my captaincy. Right? Oh, he does actually. But he's definitely higher than Gabriel. My thoughts on whom to start, Hall or João Pedro? João Pedro. Again, my benching ranking will be in the top right in 20 seconds. And that should have a lot of the benching decisions that you are deciding on this week. So have a look at that. It's about to flash up in the top right if you're asking about benching decisions. Heard a lot of rumours. I don't know where you've heard those rumours. Haaland is absolutely fine. It was a fake Twitter account. I'd say I'm about 70% certain I'll keep Nkunku now. I find it hard. I just think that Nkunku is going to get 65 minutes again. Just think he's going to get 65 minutes again. Start Kai or Muniz. Minte, Gavardio or Porro or Mitoma Lewis. Minte, Gavardio definitely, just for security. And I'd play Muniz over Kai for this fixture. If you've got Muniz and you've got him against Leicester at home, you kind of have to play him. Running a 21k while watching. You legend. Keep going. I wish. Recommend selling Barco now or wait? I'd wait on selling Barco. Do I play Eze or Smith Rowe? Eze. If I decide selling Nkunku for the next game week, will it 100% be for Eze? No, not necessarily. Because he goes away to Chelsea next week. So it might be someone else. But I do like Eze. And if Eze scores today and Nkunku blanks on Sunday, then it may well still be Eze, even despite the fixture. It only takes a minute to score. It's true. Any news? No, nothing yet, really. What? No. What if you have Nkunku and Eze already? Then you just, do the transfer. You know what's a great listen while you're on a run? A certain football podcast. Which is true. We'll do Fantasy Challenge at the end. If you guys bear with me for 20 seconds. If you haven't already, on my channel, I have launched a new podcast called Know the Score. It is just football. It's Premier League. It's with one of my friends called Luke Kemner, who is a comedian. It's quite fun. It's quite light-hearted. After the stream, if you haven't watched it already, it would be greatly appreciated if you could just give it a go. Listen to it all. It's only 45 minutes. You can listen to it on times 1.5 and let me know what you think. If any of you listened to it already, are in those 3,000 that have listened to it, first of all, thank you. Second of all, let me know what you thought of it as well. And Kunku will be the one you look back on and regret. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It seems... I want Eze. I'm not saying... it seems guaranteed Harry wants Eze. I absolutely guarantee you I want Eze. I guarantee you I want Eze. I'm not denying that at all. It's whether I buy him or not. It's whether I buy him or not. Why is Murphy badly ranked? Just the minutes. Like, he is still going to play 65. That's the only reason he's low. I mean, he's still like above Hudson-Odoi and stuff like that, but I'd play João Pedro, like Odegaard and Kunku over him. Eze is a better pick and he is a 90-minute man. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. Is Eze on penalties? Yeah, we think so. Yeah, we think so. Do I think Onana or Joe Linton could be a shout for Nkunku out? I wouldn't go Joe Linton. Love the pod. Would I start Nkunku or Garnacho? Telling me nice things about the pod is a guaranteed way to get your questions answered. I'd play Nkunku over Garnacho. Eze will get injured as always. He had a pretty good end to the run-in of the season. You guarantee Harry will have Eze. I did. Last year I had him several times. I bought him in and he scored a brace against Sheffield United. There's someone at my door, but... Is Wood better than Gabriel? I'm not going to let them in yet. Is Wood better than Gabriel? Yes, I play Wood over Gabriel. You thought the podcast was awesome. No, yeah, I am a silent Nottingham Forest fan. Bench Nkunku or Wood? Nkunku over Wood. It's very close. Arsenal are facing a team they lost to twice. It's true, but I don't think Villa are up to speed. You can all hear the door going. Yeah, but I've got to go and let him in, and then he'll ask me to sign for it, and then if he rings again, I'll go and let him in. But he has rung the other flats. I can hear the other flats going as well. So it's obviously got lots of things. All right, I'll go and let them in. All right, one sec. Someone else let them in. Someone else let them in. I can hear them going. I'm gone. He's in. They're in. Would I captain Isak over Havertz? I wouldn't captain either personally. But I would probably go Isak over Havertz based on fixture. Is it the debt collector? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Russell. Nkunku, Smith Rowe, Pedro. I'd probably bench João Pedro. Would I play Mikalenko over Howard Bellis? No, I'd play Howard Bellis. Keep Solanke for after game week 4 or sell. I'd sell and bring back because you'll lose value. Hall or Lewis. If I was, I would start Lewis, but I'm not sure I'd be buying him. I'm not sure I'd be buying Lewis, so probably Hall. Is the FPL Reaper coming to reap your team for not having Eze? How do you become a member? If you want to become a member, if you go on my channel, there will be a join button up in the top right. There will be a join button in the top right. Dave, hello. How are we doing? Starting Barco, go for it. If you've got Barco and you want to start him and you want to get your auto subs, absolutely go for it. You need to clear your mind. And Nkunku 65 minutes, worst fixture. Was bad first game week. Eze was great, 90 minutes, better fixture. Do I think Trippier starts this game week? I don't think Trippier starts. Probably not, no. He does seem upset that they took the Campsy armband. They took the Campsy armband off him. Start Munoz or Robinson? Munoz if you have to pick one of the two. Play Anderson now of Fulham or Harwood Bellis. I'd play Anderson in case he does start, but I'm not certain he will. I think it will take a couple of games. I completely forgot that Anderson played for Fulham before, and they did like the clip of announcing him, and it was his old Fulham clips, and I was like, oh, it was like him standing in a Fulham shirt. I was like, oh, that's a really good edit. Someone's done a video of him already in Fulham kit, and I was like, that's really good. Well, like, shout out to the guy who's done that edit. He looks really realistic, like walking up and down in a Fulham shirt. I was like, oh, maybe, and then they were like, hang on. They've got videos of him playing matches in Fulham kit. I was like, that's pretty good. And then I just suddenly realised that that's where Palace got him from. Or that's where he was before. How many times a week? The pod will be once a week. It'll be on a Monday. It'll be slightly longer than it was this week. It'll be about an hour and 15 is the aim. So yeah. It'll be up on a Monday after the football. He was on loan. I just completely forgot about it. Bench 1. And Nkunku, Vardy, Wood, Smith Rowe. Yeah. Vardy. Oh, he was on loan. Interesting. I have seen that Cristiano Ronaldo has a YouTube channel. Absolutely. Absolutely flying to the moon straight away. Interesting to see what he uploads on it. I am good. How are we? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Dallo or Rodgers to start? Probably. I'd probably just play the attacker. I'd probably play Rodgers. Anyone considering becoming a member? The membership streams are amazing. So helpful to making team decisions. I appreciate that, Richard. Thank you very much. Glad you find them useful. Is Rico a good option? Yes. Yes, for short term, but not for long term is where I'm at with Rico Lewis. What's my meal deal choice? I would go... I'm a big one on a meal deal for just like getting... just choosing the most expensive things, whether I want them or not. So if I was buying a like meal deal based off just like what I wanted to eat, I'd go like probably BLT, probably... like Diet Coke and like a salt and vinegar type vibe crisps. But normally I end up with some like fruit smoothie, like a more expensive snack. Like I got a yogurt the other day, like a caramel protein yogurt, and then some expensive sandwich. So it depends what mood I'm in. Morning from Canada. Start Murphy or Rice. I'd play Murphy. Mosquera for Barco. I probably wouldn't buy Mosquera. He feels like he's going to get sent off. And their fixtures are actually horrible. Garris, thank you for joining as a top tier member. Anyone who's joined themselves as a a mid tier or above member, not those that were gifted them, send me a message on Instagram or Twitter and I'll get you added to the group chats over the weekend. When you go out and it's someone else's treat, do you buy the most expensive or least expensive thing on the menu? If I know I'm not paying, least. Least. Always. To be honest, I actually, even when I go out and pay, I still buy the least. I buy the least anyway because I'm paying for it. But I quite like those things. I don't know. I don't like the big fancy things on the menu. Start Aina or Gabriel. Gabriel. I can add Aina to the benching rotation. He's going to be low down though. Would I play Rodgers? I'll probably put Aina at the bottom. I think I'm going to... Let's take that up. We've got the max number of players we can have in our benching ranking. Got the max number. Yusuf already transferred Saka to Salah this game week, and the Solanke got injured. No Haaland. Forced to start on Kunku or Gabriel. -4. I play in Kunku, and I'm not sure I'd do a hit. Yeah. I'm not sure I'd do a hit. Should I do Aina to Robinson? Yes, if you've got the money for it. Oh, you don't need money, actually. Aina didn't drop on Aina. So, yeah, I would. Rico Lewis, yeah. I don't love it as a long-term pick, but I think as short-term, he's one of the best. So, that's where we're at with it. Aina to Pau Torres, yes, if you can bench Pau Torres this week. If you can bench and play Gabriel or something like that, yes. Vardy, good replacement for Solanke. I'd much prefer others like Armstrong. I don't understand the sudden love for Vardy. I know he looks so tired after that game. Bench Muniz, Smith Rowe or Minte. Minte. Will I transfer Gordon for Eze? Probably. If you've got nothing else to do. Probably just. João Pedro, Rodgers or Dunk. João Pedro. Foden or Son? Foden. Duncan is right. 30 minutes to go to the deadline. 5,000 of you and watching. Please do like if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel as well. That would be great. Hello from Hong Kong. Start Robinson or Munoz. Munoz but Munoz, I think. Getting more and more nervous about using the triple captain. I mean, I'm just not, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Transfer out Solanke for who? Or playing Kunku, have Isak and Muniz with 0.5. If you can play in Kunku, then I'd do that and I'd go Watkins after the deadline and get Watkins in with 2 transfers. No early team use on anything at the moment. Nope. Nothing. Brennan Johnson to Bernardo Silva. I would keep Brennan Johnson because I do think Brennan Johnson will start again, and he's, he's not guaranteed, but he's good for minutes this weekend. He's good for minutes this weekend. Are Fulham better in corners than Palace? There's not much in it, I don't think. Neither of them stand out being massively great from attacking corners. Why no Gabriel? They'll probably keep a clean sheet. I mean, I do expect Villa to score. Maybe I'll get it wrong and maybe they will keep a clean sheet. But this was always the plan. Tuna, I do apologise. Solanke to Muniz for a hit. Dunkwanza to Robinson. Yes. If you're playing someone weak on your bench, then yes, I would. Wood or Nkunku. It's literally the predicted points is on a nose. It's on the nose. I would just about bench Nkunku just based off minutes. I don't think Felix is going to start. I am absolutely considering Nkunku to Eze this week. Someone tweeted at me on Twitter saying, why do I think Eze's on penalties? Why isn't it Mateta? I mean, it could be Mateta on pens, but Eze has taken them before. I don't think Mateta has taken pens virtually ever. Let me have a look. Mateta penalties transfer market. He scored 8 out of 8. I take it back. He scored 8 out of 8. He scored twice in the Premier League last year whilst Eze and Elise were out injured. And he scored in the Olympics. Wow, he was on pens for France. Start Wood or Smith Rowe? Wood, probably. Oh, no, Smith Rowe. Again, it's close, but probably just Smith Rowe based on the fixture. Mateta was taking pens for France. Well, maybe it's not Eze. Is it too late to go Eze next week? No. I think Eze is still a really, really solid option. The fixtures are great. The fixtures are not, like, incredible. Like, the Chelsea fixtures are really good. Wolves at home, Wolves away, Palace at home, Bournemouth away, West Ham away. We're getting close now. I've got 25 minutes to make this decision. Away games are tougher. Yeah, it's true. I am rolling, yes. I am rolling. Did Nkunku play striker? Oh, no, he didn't. He played... I think he played in the 10 in the Conference League. I think Jackson will start again this weekend. Yeah, Mark Guiu played up front. Why Wood over Gabriel? Always favour the attacker, and I think Villa score. So it's just that Nkunku to Eze move. Would I recommend Aina to Pau Torres, or should I bench Aina and roll the transfer? I mean, you don't need it this week, so I'd probably roll in case something happens today, but you might need to do it before price drop tonight. Any news so far this morning? No, nothing really. No early team news or anything at the moment. Bench Nkunku or Smith Rowe? I'd play Smith Rowe. Question, isn't Mitoma a good pick for Nkunku? The Brighton fixtures are not that great. And I've got my eye on Minte. So I'm not going to go Minte and Mitoma. So I don't mind Mitoma, but if I've got money, I'm definitely going Eze. No United team news at the moment. Captain Jota, Eze or Havertz. Jota is the only one there that makes my ranking. Please talk you out of triple captain. Are people actually playing it? I mean, maybe it will do well. And if it does well, then I'm happy enough because I've got him. But are people actually playing it? I'm not. There's no chance I play my triple captain. Triple captain locked in. Fran's doing it. Well, I mean, people can do it if they want. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Is Fofana nailed for Chelsea? He should be. He should be. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be our setback of James / Gusto, Kukurea, Colwell, Fofana. Start Wood, Wooder and Kunku. I'd start Wood. Should I sell Saliba for Gvardiol? Should I sell Saliba for Gvardiol? Not really. I mean, if you've got nothing else to do and you like it, but I probably wouldn't waste a transfer on it. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm not playing Saliba or Gabriel this week, but I wouldn't. Over 400,000 are according to... Yeah, I saw them tweet that. Fair enough. I mean, it is a good week for a single, but I don't want to do it at this early on. Sorry, Daddy. Let me have a look. Munoz or Robinson? I think I did this. I would start Munoz over Robinson. What's the chip strategy then if only 2 double game weeks with a mystery chip? So the plan is, I mean, we don't even know the mystery chip is to be played in a double. People are presuming this. But there are other opportunities to play it in singles if it gets to that point. My plan at the moment will be to free hit in a blank and to triple captain and bench boost in a double. But if we get to the point where the mystery chip needs to be played in a double, then yeah, I'll play it in a single like Salah at home to Ipswich. My apologies. Would I bring in Muniz for -4 or play Burn for Solanke? I probably would make the move because you'll want to make the move anyway. And then you'll lose money on Solanke. What time informs members of my early transfers? So I'm pretty clear about this on my membership. If you are looking to sign up, I will never put my team is not behind a paywall. Buying into a membership gets you additional content. I will help you with your team, but you do not get more access to my team. My team in the WhatsApp, like you are not guaranteed to get me when I make early transfers on a Tuesday. You get what you see on YouTube, you get what you see on Twitter. I will do my best. I will, what's the expression? Teach a man to fish, give a man a fish. Teach man to fish. Anyway, so the aim of the membership is to help you with your team, give you a community that you can talk to every week. There are so many people in there. The WhatsApp community is great for people talking to each other. The member streams are great. I answer your questions. We talk about your team. We discuss strategy and stuff like that. But the membership is not there to get access to my team. And it never will be. Give a man a fish. There we go. Son and Havertz or Saka and Isak? Probably not Son. Saka and Havertz probably. But this week, Isak over Havertz. So Saka and Isak. Who takes penalties for Southampton? Armstrong. That's why I like him over Muniz potentially, because he should be on pens. With 10 million, which midfielder would I take? I'd take Saka. Who to captain between Son, Isak, Jota and Palmer? Palmer probably. What's my thoughts about Martin Odegaard? I just don't love him at 8.5 when you've got Saka at 10 and you've got Havertz at 8. I just don't think he offers that good value. Sanchez or Henderson? Sorry, Gander, that I apologise. Probably Sanchez, to be honest. Probably Sanchez. Is close, though. Probably Sanchez. Rashford or... Rashford hat-trick coming in. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if he scores full stop. Wood, Murphy and Kunku or Hall? I'd bench Hall. And would I do Solanke to Munoz if I have Smith Rowe or get Mateta. Would I do Solanke to Munoz or Smith Rowe or get Mateta? I quite like Mateta. I probably would go Mateta. I don't quite know why no one's looking at him. I'm not locked in yet, but if you have all decided your decisions, feel free to go and decide what to do with your team. Do I have another team apart from what you show us here? No, I manage one team. I don't hide it, but of course there will be times where I make transfers and stuff for price changes. But no, I have one team. Do I go to watch Chelsea much? Yeah, I have a season ticket, so I go to Chelsea pretty much every week. I didn't go on Thursday for the Conference League game, but I was there last weekend. I think Jorgensen might come in at some point for Chelsea. That's the only thing. I wouldn't buy Sanchez, but the person in the chat asked if they have Sanchez, go for it. Tuna, I feel like we did the chat. I feel like we did it. Solanke to Muniz, done Kwanzaa. Yeah, I would do Solanke to Muniz for a hit. Vardy, again, I would just go Armstrong over Vardy. Will Aina play? Probably. He's been pictured back in training. Will I start Aina or Gabriel? I'd play Gabriel. He's higher up in my ranking. Again, if you're looking for top players to buy, midfielders, forwards, and then you need a benching ranking. In about 20 seconds, there'll be a benching ranking of pretty much every player who's being asked in the chat up in the top right-hand side, which you can all have a look at. Muniz price is up. Yeah, it's already gone up 0.1. We went up last night. Muniz went up last night. Best 4.5 defenders. I mean, if you need them this week, Robinson. If you want them from next week, maybe Pau Torres. If I knew that City beats Ipswich 5-0, would I triple captain Haaland? Maybe. But as much as a 5-0 win might seem realistic, it's like statistically unlikely. I mean, I don't hate it. Like, as I said, if you look at it on paper, I don't hate the triple captain, but there is the emotional part of a triple captaincy that I don't want to play it this week. Thank you all, 7,000 of you and watching. Welcome, everyone. If you haven't liked already, please make sure you have, and subscribe if you are new. Going to have my first ever season on the app. Had to decide to follow FPL YouTube and have landed on you. About to submit my first ever team soon. Enjoy. You're 1 week late, but so remember, like, your rank, right? When people... My squeaky chair, sorry. I do have a squeaky chair. Remember, if you are starting a week late, that everyone else has got a week more points than you. So don't give yourself a half time with your rank. Triple Fulham's not insane, but I understand why. If you've got Smith Rowe and Robinson, you don't want to go Muniz. I would probably go Armstrong then. I'd probably go Armstrong. Bench Solanke for Rodgers or get Mateta in. I'll probably go Mateta. I still plan on saving the wild card. Neil, Salah for Palmer for a hit. No, I don't think I'd do that. Eze or Hudson-Odoi. Definitely Eze. Definitely Eze. What's my plans down the line? I don't have that many. I do think Chris Wood will be an issue, but I'm pretty happy with the team I started with. Eze will hold today, you feel? Don't say that. Don't say that. How long have we got? Would I transfer out Aina for Robinson? Yes, if you for free, yes, I would. 13 minutes to the deadline. Wow, we are closing in. Any team news? Any United leaks? No, nothing We've literally got nothing. We've literally got nothing. I just think I'm going to roll, but... Just think I'm going to roll. Did I make any transfers? No. I just... When Eze scores at 3 o'clock today, I'm going to regret it. Nkunku or Gibbs White? Probably Gibbs White. Gabriel bullet header, don't bench him. I mean, I don't really have a choice. There's no one in my starting 11. Yeah, maybe the second transfer is more powerful this week. Maybe it is. Wait for the second week of information. Foden or De Bruyne? I'd probably go Foden. Why Robinson over Gabriel? Just much better fixture. Eze hat-trick inbound. Maybe. I live close to Selhurst Park. Would you like me to? Yeah, go and have a word with Eze. Nkunku out for a punt on Doku. Game week 2 is not the time to be taking punts, if I'm honest. You're crazy benching the best defender in FPL. I just don't have an option to start him, I don't think. -4 for Eze. No, I can't see what midfielder you'd have that I'd sell for a -4 to buy Eze this week. Will I do Nkunku to Eze? I think unlikely now. Hoping for something from Gibbs White today. Gibbs White is still a good option. I like that. How many transfers can you stack? You can stack up to 5 this week as well. Stack up to 5 this season. Minte or Burn? I'd play Minte. Nkunku or João Pedro, please. I'd play... Yeah, Nkunku. Pavit. Nkunku to Doku Silva. I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that. Bench 1, Nkunku, Gordon, Smith Rowe or Wood. Nkunku, Gordon, Smith Rowe or Wood. Nkunku or... Probably Gordon with his away fixture. Nkunku could do well this week. I mean, yeah, but 9 minutes left. Faz or Kwanzaa? I don't have other options. I'd play Kwanzaa. The mouse click is really loud. Sorry, it is right by the mic as well. I'll move it away. You're going with Eze. There's triple captains being played, it seems. Solanke, Muniz, Mateta, Wood. Which one? Muniz if you don't have Smith Rowe. I'm not going triple captain at all. I just feel like I want to do it. I just feel like I want to do it. Just feel like I want to do it. Don't do it, do it. Right. Why am I not recommending Wood? Just because... just because I think he'll lose his place at some point. Initialize the Harry panic. Oh, every deadline. Every deadline. I need to make a rule where I make my transfers an hour before deadline every time in future. Start Hall at Ahmad. Probably Hall. I see loads of do-its, but it's just Mohammed spamming it. Which one to bench? Isaac, Havertz, Muniz, Bruno, Salah, Eze, Jota. Isaac, Havertz, Muniz, Bruno, Salah, Saka, Eze, Jota. Which one to bench? Wow. Probably Havertz, given you've got Saka. How long have we got? 6 minutes. Oh. Don't abandon your plans 1 week in. Let's see what the poll says. Bench one of Smith Rowe, Eze or Wood. Probably Wood. Oh, sorry. Uh, 50-50. The poll is equally helpful again. Burn or Robinson? Robinson, definitely. United team use. I don't see any on Twitter. You accidentally voted. Well, that's not helpful. Kudus, I don't love their fixtures enough. Nkunku on pens. Nkunku won't be on pens. Nkunku won't be on pens. Palmer will play. Roll for sure. Keep the transfer next week. Let's just not. Let's just not. Let's just not. Let's just not. Let's roll, I think. Palace weakened. Yeah, but I still think they're good going forward. The fit poll is very, very unhelpful. I'm going to roll. I think I'm going to roll. Anyway, you'll have more information. Yes, cool. If you've Salah and De Bruyne, no, I'd probably still captain Salah. And could be 1 pointer incoming, maybe, but I'm going to roll. I'll take the information. I think I'll take the information. It's 3 minutes to go to the deadline. 3 minutes to go to the deadline. You were happy with your team 1 week ago, yeah, but I wasn't expecting Nkunku's minutes to be what they are. But I'm going to give it 1 more week. I just like Eze. And when Eze scores today, then I'll be praying for a Nkunku goal tomorrow. Thank you for 10,000 of you watching. Welcome. Eze all the way. I'm going to roll. Chris Wood or Nkunku start. My benching ranking will be up in the top right-hand corner in just a moment. I would start Chris Wood over Nkunku. Yep. You've already done Nkunku to Eze. Just do it. I'm going to roll. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll. Clear Eze. Who to start, Nkunku or Hall? Nkunku. Ahmad playing, we don't know, but we're not certain on it. 4,000 votes and only 2,000 likes. Oh, damn. We're 2 minutes before the deadline, don't worry. Should I leave Saliba in? I would, yes. We do have a couple of things just to mention at the end of once the deadline passes, so do stick around. We're going to do Fantasy Challenge. We'll talk about a few plans for the next week as well. Gabriel scores and keeps a clean sheet. He may well do, but we're going with this. Nkunku 1 pointer off in under 60. Again, it quite possibly might happen. But Minte or Burn. I play Minte. You go with triple Haaland. If you're going with triple captain, good luck. Good luck with the triple captaincy. We are 30 seconds away from the deadline. 37. 30 seconds away from the deadline. Nkunku or Smith Rowe? I'd play Smith Rowe. Is Eze best Nkunku replacement? If you've got the 0.5, yes. I'll regret this. Maybe I will. You regret not doing the Eze. Trust your instincts. No worries. Well, we're not going to do it. That is going to be the deadline as well. That is going to be the deadline as well. In a moment. By the time you see this, the game will be updating. That is going to be it. Well, they seem to be taking their time to update the game, but there we go. The game is updating. We're going to do Fancy Challenge and stuff like that already as well. If you are going to head off now, you do have about an hour and a half between now and the Game Week 1 deadline. If you haven't watched my new podcast, if you could just go and have a look, give it a watch. It's 45 minutes. You can watch it on times 1.5 speed in under half an hour. It's football based. It's not FPL based. It's just Premier League's chat. But if you could, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on Game Week 1, and we need like 200 of you more to go and subscribe. So here is the link. If you haven't checked it out already, I'll spam it in the chat a few more times. Go and take a look if you haven't already. And we're going to do Fancy Challenge in a moment. But if you want to go and watch that, please do go and do so. We're going to do Fancy Challenge. We're going to do it. And thank you to anyone who does go. And let me know what you think of the podcast. I appreciate it. Thank you for subbing. Welcome. You need to lock the squad faster. I'm all good. I always make my decisions right at the last minute. I always make my decisions late sub. Thank you, everyone. The podcast is awesome. I'm glad you are enjoying it. That is the hope. I do have a fantasy challenge league. We're going to do that this week. So last week I did quite well. I got 58 points. I was quite happy with that. Raya, Hall, Salah, Cap, Havertz, and Isak. I don't actually know what the challenge is this week. So we're going to pick this live on stream. The podcast is awesome. Thank you. So we're going to do this. If you want the fantasy challenge league code, it is in the description. All out attack. Goals are worth double. Your squad, 1 goalkeeper and 4 forwards. Okay. I mean, I'm picking Haaland. I'm picking Haaland. Who else are we going? Who else are we going? I like Armstrong. I'm going Mateta. Who else is there? Isak. I like. Armstrong. I like. Gui. I like. Darwin. Gakpo. Dennis. Any other forwards? Oh, we have budget. Oh, right. That makes more sense. Last week we had unlimited budget. We had unlimited budget. Right, goalkeeper. Let's start with this. Who do I want in goal for me this week? Which 4.5 am I going to pick? Sort by price. I like Leno. I quite like Leno, but I'm not sure if I'll have the money for a 5. Sells, I could go. Yeah. I just think they'll score though. So let me go with Leno for now. Let me go for Leno for now. Let me just put the link in the chat to the pod another couple of times. And let me know on the pod if you do like it or not. How much have I got left? 7 million for forwards. All right, well that's fine. You just basically can't own Haaland. Would I like Muniz? I think I'm going to go Muniz. I'm going to go with all the replacements, and I'm going to go with Armstrong as the last one. 2.4 in the bank. I can upgrade Leno. I could go Edison as my Haaland cover. Podcast was brilliant. Thank you very much. Honestly, Luke is great. I love talking to him. It's so easy. And he knows his football. And he's a funny guy as well. You picked Haaland still. How do I lock it in? Save team. Oh, captain Mateta. For sure. The league code is down below if you want. If not, I can get it up for you. This is the league code. There's the league code for the challenge if you want that. How do you watch live stream on desktop? If you just go on YouTube, my stream should be there. We are going to get we'll get the lineups in 10 minutes. So we might stick around on these deadline streams for the first pots of lineups because they are, of course, 75 minutes before the first game now. So we're going to stick around. We're going to have a look at... Oh, I need to post my team. Thanks for the wildcard template. Yes, it activated mine. There's people with triple captain Haaland. Fair. Let me tweet my team. Game week 2. Then we're going to look at the lineups. Locked in. Lock. Oh, sorry. Transfer rolled. Haaland. Captain. So ready for him to punish me. There we go. Right, so that is Twitter. Let me post it on the others now. Sell Solanke this game week or not roll? I probably would. I mean, I probably would look to sell him, and I'd probably use 2 transfers to try and get up to Watkins. Probably would use 2 to get up to Watkins. And I can turn the slow mode down on this chat for now as well. I'm not sure Awanyu's going to start, but it might be one that if we get closer, we know that someone like that starts. League code for his fancy challenge. Yeah, let me give it to you. 2 seconds. Oh, I accidentally opened the bin. Ooh, there you go. That's the fancy challenge. There's also links, like if you go into the description of the stream. Oh, I can end my poll. If you go into the description, how do I? Yeah, the leagues are all there. So you've got join the like main league if you want that. If you want the fancy challenge league, that's also there as well with the codes. And if I haven't mentioned, I have a new podcast. So if you haven't watched that, go and check out the new podcast. But yeah, there weren't any leaks. There weren't any leaks. Here we go. I can watch myself. This is exciting. Right. What are we doing? Yeah, fancy challenge. Oh, yeah, we're going to plan our team for the next few weeks until we get a bit of team news in a few minutes. There were no leaks. So, game week, where are we? Game week 3. This will be how we look. I have a decision to make on if I... Solanke's not in that team. I have minus 1 point something in the bank when I get there. So, don't worry about that. But this is the team for next week. I have a decision to make of if I start Rodgers away at Leicester or not. At the moment, he's still going to be on my bench, and that's the plan at the moment. And like, I still don't need a transfer, but of course, if Nkunku does blank again, then he will almost certainly go. Because although the fixtures are there, the price will start to drop as soon as he blanks again. There are a few options that I could look at. I mean, I'd have 7 million. I could go and Burmo. The fixtures are good if I could bench him there, which I could. So, like, I could go and Burmo. The issue is game week 4 is he has City away and it's the week that Wood plays Liverpool. So, doesn't really work. I could go to Eze. At 6.5, that's not loads. Like, I could go to Leon Bailey, but I probably wouldn't do that. I'd just play Isak to Watkins. Isak to Watkins can happen. That is true. Could do that. The fixtures look really nice. With the 0.5. Just gives me no route to Eze. This is a website called Plan FPL. It's free. It is associated with Fantasy Football Scout, but it is a free... it is a free website. So you can just use it yourself and you can plan it for the next few weeks. We're going to have a look. There's mixed reports on Garnacho. So we'll have a look in a moment. We'll have a look at Brighton. It's called planfpl.com. I'll put a link to that in the chat as well. There you go. If you want that planner, there you go. But most importantly, if you want the podcast, we'll put that in there as well. 3 minutes until the lineups. I like this earlier lineup release, by the way. Big fan. Love how Isaac went from the most essential player to potentially out in game week 3. I don't think I will do that. I don't think I'll do that. Sam C said he doesn't start. This is true. Don't even know why. Who is your captain? Hopefully Haaland. What lineups released for the first game? They come out 75 minutes before kickoff now, rather than the usual. Part of me wishes I did the Eze move. Apparently Gabriel Jesus has a slight injury and hasn't travelled. That's literally just been released, which is good for anyone who went for Kai Havertz. Means he's almost guaranteed to play 90 up front. Yeah. You'll know Haaland. Good luck. Thoughts on triple captain Salah? It's a bit past the deadline, unfortunately, now. Diallo, we don't know. It's going to be out in 2 minutes. So, let me get their Twitters up and we can have a look. 1 minute until the lineups. So yeah, I still don't have pressing transfers. I feel like I'm still looking at luxury transfers. Isak to Havertz nailed transfer. Yeah, it will be popular. How long have we got? 1 minute still. Will Lewis start? We think so, but it's not guaranteed. It doesn't help us for leaks, I know, but it's just nice to have the lineups earlier. Like straight after the stream ends, basically the lineups are already coming out. Whereas that half an hour sort of gap before used to be like quite a long time. Well, I thought so anyway. How do I Odegaard for the next few weeks? I don't think he's worth 8.5. I don't think he's worth 8.5. Unreal favoritism and babysitting for Rashford at this point. Come on, where's the lineup? Here we go. Ahmad does start. Garnacho is on the bench. Xerxes is also on the bench. De Ligt also doesn't start. So no De Ligt, no Garnacho, no Xerxes. Fernandes does start. Presumably up front again. Presumably Fernandes up front. Very good for Fernandes owners. He got so many chances against Fulham. It's the same, yeah, no changes. Brighton. No Barco. João Pedro starts. Welbeck starts. Minte, Matoma both starts. Everyone. Apart from Weaver. But no one has him anyway. Minte didn't actually have concussion. It was a miscommunication between the ref and the medical staff, and he got subbed off when he didn't actually have concussion. Yeah, I know Barco's going out on loan. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it. That's probably going to be it for me for this stream. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I do have an unfortunate disclaimer that I don't think there's going to be a deadline stream for Game Week 3. I absolutely hate missing streams, and it plays on my mind so much when I know I have to miss one. But it is my mum's 60th, and we are going away to celebrate that. I'll be back for Game Week 4 to Game Week 38. I pretty much have every stream booked in that I'm not going to miss it. But unfortunately, Game Week 3 looks like there's not much I can do about it. We will have a look. We'll have a look next week. But yeah, unfortunately for Game Week 3, family is... Well, not unfortunately, but Game Week 3, family is coming first. And unfortunately, there might not be a stream. But we'll be back for Game Week 4 pretty much every single week after that. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you're watching and you still can't type in the chat, but please go and check out the pod. Again, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've liked it or not. We'll see you in Game Week 4. It is, of course, the international break after that as well. We've got an exciting video coming during the international break as well. So I hope you enjoy that. Enjoy the pod. Enjoy the weekend. There will be content next week, just no deadline stream. Have a lovely day, everyone. And I will see you all again very soon. Thanks, everyone.